It isn't unusual at all to hear gunshots in some areas of the Pine Ridge Reservation, where drug use is also a major concern. The president of the Oglala Sioux tribe recently declared a state of emergency due to faltering law and order on the reservation. Tonight, KELOLAND's Lauren Solik looks at just how bad the violence is.
We're seeing an all-time high of violence and, drug trafficking like we've never seen before.
Violence on the reservation is not like it used to be.
Yeah, the gun violence has been escalating since I've been here. We've been tracking the numbers. And, when I started, as I testified to in federal court, I started in 2001, and we've seen maybe one gun call every 6 months to a year. Now, on average, we're going up to maybe 2 gun calls a day.
Algin Young is chief of police for the Oglala Sioux tribe.
The Pine Ridge Village is where we see a bulk of our calls for service. We received over 25,000 calls for service within Pine Ridge Village itself last year alone.
That's where we interviewed Rose Codier and Cheryl White Rabbit.
About how often do you hear gunshots here, roughly?
Every night.
I agree. About every night you hear gunshot, every night.
The Pine Ridge Reservation is roughly 3 million acres in size. However, Young says there are only 60 sworn officers available to cover a service population of 43,000 people.
The officers are prioritizing calls, and they're taking the calls as they come in, and they have to make a judgment call to say, this call takes priority over this call. But it does put a strain on the response times for sure.
And that leads to worries about safety from those living on the reservation.
The police were called at 3:30 in the morning and they didn't show up, or 3 o'clock in the morning, and they didn't show up until 8:30.
They're not helping. They don't come when we ask them to come. They come way later.
It's no use calling cops. They never show up, and if they do show up, it's rare.
Young says his department is committed to public safety. He asks members of the tribe to be patient with them as they seek more resources from the federal government.
And if we can get more police officers, we're going to get better.
On the Pine Ridge Reservation, Lauren Solik, KELOLAND News.
Tonight at 10, we'll tell you about first-hand experiences with violence on the reservation and how people are doing what they can to stay safe. That's coming up in the third story of the Emergency and Hope in Pine Ridge series from Lauren Solik and Dan Santella.